My roommate kept snoring and refused to address it, so I recorded her and played it whenever she tried to rest. I work on a cruise ship. I'm a dancer in the nightly shows, and we get to pick our own cabin mates before each contract. I picked Colleen because she was funny and kept her side of the room clean. Nobody warns you about the thing that actually ruins a roommate. Our cabin is a shoebox with a bunk bed, me on top, her on the bottom, and it sits 2 decks below the anchor. When we dock, the chain drops like someone slamming a dumpster against the hull. I can sleep through that fine. I could not sleep through Colleen. The first night she snored, I thought someone had smuggled a chainsaw on board. It was this deep, ragged sound, and every few minutes it would just stop. Total silence for 4 or 5 seconds. Then a gasp and a snort so loud I felt it in the mattress above her. The first time it happened, I actually climbed halfway down the ladder in the dark. Sure, she was choking to death. She was fine. She does that every single night. I bought foam earplugs from the cruise shop, didn't touch it. I got the big over-ear headphones, the kind stage crew wear on the flight deck, and played music loud enough to feel rude to my own ears. I could still hear her under it. Our schedule is brutal. Up at 9, rehearsal, 2 shows, meet and greet after, and some nights I don't clock out until 11. Then I'm back up at 6 for drills. I asked her straight, sitting on the edge of her bunk with my hands folded like I was begging a landlord. I told her it wasn't personal, but I hadn't slept more than 4 hours a night in 2 weeks. She shrugged and said she'd slept fine her whole life and didn't see the problem. I told her about the choking part. She said, "I'm alive, aren't I?" I looked into switching cabins. Our HR rep said swaps only happen for medical or safety issues, and normal snoring doesn't qualify unless a doctor signs off. Colleen wasn't going to a doctor for something she didn't think was broken. The night it broke me, we'd had a double show because of a delayed port call. I got back to the cabin at 11, and I had a 6 a.m. call for costume fittings. I lay in my bunk doing math on how many hours of sleep I could still get. Colleen fell asleep almost immediately. Within 20 minutes, the chainsaw started. I got 2 hours. I know, because I watched my phone go from 1:14 to 3:20 without closing my eyes once. The next afternoon, I had a 3-hour break. I went back to the cabin to nap, and Colleen was already there, stretching out on her bunk. She said she was going to rest before the evening show. I said okay, and while she was getting comfortable, I pulled out my phone and hit play on a voice memo I'd recorded 2 nights before. Her own snoring, gasp and all, filled the cabin. She shot up so fast she nearly cracked her head on the bunk above her. She looked at me like I'd lost my mind. I didn't say anything. I just let it keep playing. She asked me to turn it off. "This is you," I said. "You said it's not a big deal, so why should I turn it off?" She swore at me, grabbed her pillow, and stormed out to nap in the crew lounge instead. I didn't follow her. For the next 3 days, every time she came in to rest, I hit play the second she got horizontal. I never touched her stuff, never raised my voice, never played it any other time, just when she tried to sleep. Turns out it's a lot harder to nap through your own snoring than someone else's. On the 4th day, I got pulled into the staff office. Our cruise director, a guy named Desmond, had a complaint form from Colleen, saying I was harassing her with loud noises in our shared cabin. I sat down and told him everything. The choking, the earplugs, the headphones, the HR request that got denied, and the recording. I even played him the memo. Desmond rubbed his face and said Colleen had told him I was just blasting random sounds for no reason. He called her in. She stuck to her story right up until he asked her, in front of me, whether she'd ever agreed to see a doctor about the snoring. She went quiet. He asked if she remembered me bringing it up in the cabin. She admitted I had. Desmond told her that ignoring a legitimate sleep problem for weeks and then filing a complaint when someone pushed back wasn't going to fly with him, and that she'd wasted his afternoon by leaving out half the story. Colleen's face went red. She tried to argue that snoring wasn't something she could control, and he said fair, but neither was my exhaustion, and one of us had actually tried to fix it. 2 days later, we both got moved. New cabins, new roommates, contract renewed like nothing happened. I heard through a stage manager that Colleen's new roommate requested a swap after 1 week too.